whooping the posse, no breaking my wrist, breaking my wrist.
And today we are making salmon cakes. I've never used this brand before, but we're going to use it today. And we're going to make some cabbage. As you know, it's already washed off in the sink. And over here, we're going to have some potatoes. I may make some garlic and cheesy potatoes. And let's get to rolling. Now that I have the cabbage washed off, I'm going to add just a tad bit of water because, as you know, cabbage make its own juice. So just a tad water just to coat the bottom. I'm going to kind of like pour that over in there. And then I already have bell peppers, onions, all kinds of stuff cut up that's in here. I'm going to use this mixture for my cabbage as well as the salmon cakes. So I'm just going to scoop a little bit over in there just to give it a little kick. Okay. So now I'm going to add a little bit of butter. As you know, I don't measure. I'm just going to pop that down up in there like that. This is all the seasonings you're going to need for your cabbage. I'm going to turn on the oven. Not the oven, the stove, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to season it. Now I got this for $1. Let's see what it's working with. I love different kinds of seasoning. It doesn't matter. I don't buy the most expensive seasoning in the stove because I know how to season my food. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit in there. It says green seasoning. So we're going to just sprinkle a little bit. I'm going to add my garlic. As you know, I don't measure. We just going to get the cabbage rolling. I'm going to add a little pepper. Not a lot, because I always sometimes over pepper it. Just a tad. And I'm going to let that run. I'll be back. So now this is for the salmon cake. So I opened it. Now I'm going to drain the water off. And you know, salmon, when you pull it out the can, or mackerel, I use both. And I'm going to take it over here. It has the bones in it. So you got to look through it. Well, I like to look through it and kind of like pull all the bones off. See that bone right there? And you pull it out. I mean, it's not going to hurt if if you can't get all the bones out because they're so soft. You know, when you cook it, it's going to get better. So I'm going to just do the rest of the cans like that. Pour the brim off. Dump the salmon out. And, of course, go through it and make sure that I take out that bone like that. See it, pull it all out. Put it over there. Clean it. Just run your finger down and make sure that it's all out. Okay. I'll be back. So now that we have the 3 cans of salmon, I'm cooking 3 cans because I have a big family. So I got 3 cans of salmon, pink salmon in this bowl. So to each can is 1 egg. That's how I do it. So I'm going to crack 3 eggs over in here. 1. For the seasoning now. So of course I'm going to use my Saison Goya. I'm going to just put that a little in there, not the whole pot. I'm going to use garlic powder. I don't measure. I'm going to use pepper. Uh-oh. Hold on for a moment. Pepper. I'm going to use a little bit of seasoning salt because it's kind of salty already, so just a little. I'm going to use, and this is also why, because you're going to use Obey season. Now this kind, zoom in on that. This is garlic and herb. It's not as spicy, Obey, but it's really good. So we're going to use a lot of that. Now we're going to use regular Obey season. just to give it that seafood taste. And of course, the garlic, minced garlic. A little bit of that. And now we're going to add in our bell peppers that I told you we had. Bell peppers with onions. We're going to add that in. And now it's time to mix it in. You're just going to chop, fold, and mix it in. I'll be back. Okay, so now that we have everything mixed in, chopped in, mixed in, now it's time to use my breadcrumbs. Now, I normally buy, zoom in on that sign, I normally buy Italian breadcrumbs, but my husband went and bought the wrong ones today by accident. But I'm going to make my own Italian breadcrumbs. I'm going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to put a little Italian seasoning in it. That's an important ingredient. Some people use stale bread or types of bread, but I don't like the mushy taste of it. If you don't like the mushy taste, use breadcrumbs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some Italian seasoning. Again, as you know, I don't measure. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little breadcrumbs. What does it smell like, son?
Smell like seafood.
I don't measure. I think that's about enough because I want them to stick together. And I'm going to mix this in and get a nice texture, a consistency where it can stick together and make a burger, So now that we're at this point you can actually taste it and see if it's to your liking, because however this tastes, that is how your salmon cake is going to taste. And it tastes delicious. Would you like to taste it, son?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me how you like it.
It's delicious.
All right, so now we're going to move over here. As you know, we got our little cabbage going. Stir it up. It's baking down. Just give it a little toss. Potatoes going over there. So in this pan right here, this is the pan we're going to be making our salmon. This is the pan that we're going to go ahead and cook our salmon cakes in. I've already put some oil in it. As you can see, I put about that much. Just enough to cover the bottom of the salmon cakes. And then when I flip it, it can cover the other side. So while this is getting hot, I'm going to go ahead and start preparing, rolling my salmon cakes in my hand. I'm going to scoop a little bit up. I want it maybe about this big. Pat it. About the size of my hand. That's how I like it, about that big. Well, today I forgot I'm drinking on a platinum cold Bud Light. So I decided to make a cheesy salmon cake. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff it with some cheese. So you see that? And now I'm going to come back over here. Gonna put it like that. This is pepper jack cheese. And I'm just going to add that on top like that. And we're going to kind of like cover it up. Make it round. So that that cheese is sealed. Seal it in there. See? Now zoom in. Make it to a ball. Then I'm going to smush it. And now I'm going to drop it in. Just like that. I'm going to do this one with Colby Jack cheese. I'm going to have 3 different kinds. Colby Jack cheese, Swiss cheese, and pepper jack cheese. And so I'm doing it the exact same way. I'm going to do it like that. Make me a little ball. Pat it down. And stick it in the pan. Now I'm going to check this one. and see if I want to flip it. I think I want to flip it now. Mash it on down. I'll be back. Okay, so now that we're almost done, we have them brown on both sides, and they're just about done. I'm about to take them out in 1 second, but look how good they look. Look delicious, right?
Yeah.
I'll be back. So now here are the salmon cakes that is stuffed with all kinds of cheese. And they are done. So only thing we're waiting on is the mashed potatoes. So now we are done with the potatoes being boiled. So now I've drained them. So now I'm about to just chop them up. And I'm going to go ahead and mash them up. Once I get them chopped, I'll be back. Okay, so now that we have the potatoes chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sour cream. Maybe about that much. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little butter. Again, I don't measure. So maybe about that much. And I don't cook healthy, by the way. You should know that already. Now I'm going to add a little pepper. Going to add a little garlic. Yes, I put garlic in everything. Add a little minced garlic. I'm going to add a little canned milk.
That smells so good.
It smells good, son.
Yep.
Maybe about that much. And I'm going to get this mixed up before I add the cheese. What it smell like, son? It smells good. It does. We're going to get this. And I kind of leave chunks in my potatoes just because I like the texture of chunky potatoes. Now, I'm going to add slices of Colby Jack cheese and some cheddar. I'm going to go ahead and I'll be back. Okay, so now we're back. As you see, I've added the cheese. I got it stirred all around. You see the cheese in there? Look at that cheese. So now everything is done. The garlicky cheese and potatoes, the salmon cakes, and the cabbage is under here. I'll be back with a plate. Thanks for cooking with me tonight. And here you have your stuffed salmon cakes with your cabbage and your cheesy garlic potatoes. Let's bite into it and see what it's looking like. Ooh, look at that cheese. Look at that stretchy cheese. Ooh, look at that. Let's taste it and see what it tastes like. If you like ketchup, you can add your ketchup. Ooh, look at all that cheese. Let's taste it. And it's delicious. Thanks for cooking with me. See you next time.